Okay, so here we go. So we're going to talk about ProctorU test 1 coming up 2728. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to assessment, connect to ProctorU. From there, you're going to log in and go through all those tabs, pay for it, and follow whatever directions the proctor asks you to do. Then it's going to direct to either, I think they're going to ask you to go to quiz, or they're going to find it for you. Excuse me. Either way, you're going to go to assessment, quizzes, then you'll find ProctorU tests 1 right here. Okay, so that's why you're going to find your tests. But again, the first step is going into ProctorU login. Okay, that's assuming you have done all those, testing tab, so that you have all those equipments, computers, and internet work for your tests. Then hopefully everything will go as planned. So that's how you're going to start. In terms of what kind of skills you're going to expect. So I'm going to go to, this is on the content, tests folder, ProctorU test 1. Under there we have a few items. I think I need to be student view, so just a second. I'm going to go to student view again. The same thing, go to tests, ProctorU test 1, review. Okay, under reviews, give you a list of Excel skills you're going to be tested. So that's majority of those items from modules 1 and 2. So a few items come from module 3. For example, the different cell reference, which is relative cell reference, absolute cell reference, in terms of using $ into cell reference. That we're going to talk about in just a minute. Then the other thing is cumulative, or sometimes they call it running totals. So you're going to find the total, but you're going to keep adding those items in particular column, so that you can end up adding all those items at the end. Okay. So that's the items from module 3. Other than that, these items are from modules 1 and 2, because basically, working with formatting your worksheets, cells, colors, or borders, styles, alignments. And here's a few functions coming out of modules 1 and 2, which are sum, average, max, min, count. Okay. And I think it's kind of repeated here in terms of cell style, having different themes. Excuse me. Conditional formatting, that's another item from module 2, I believe, so that you can highlight certain areas by using certain conditions and rules. And of course, you need to insert your name or other information into headers or footers. Okay. Okay, so that's pretty much what you're going to see in the tests. So here's the sample questions. This is a Word document, so it's not like Excel. But I could go to Excel, then just, make it just like this. This is the data file that you're going to create based on this demo. And you just type it in and just create just like that. But in the actual test, you're going to give, you are given a data file, all those data are filled in. But this is a little different than I set up so that you need to enter into Excel. So you enter all those data. Then what you're going to find is you're going to find the total in column H. Okay, vertically. So you use the sum function. So you enter sum here for income. For each expenses, you're going to enter sum functions all the way down. Same thing, row number 16, you're going to enter sum function across. So that's how you're going to find the total expenses for each month, as you can see. Then number of expenses item that you're going to use count function. So that you're going to use count function, count how many items, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 items by using count function. So that it will show 9 once you apply count function. Then here savings is difference between income and expenses, which will be income minus expenses. So there will be, assuming this is column B, B4 minus B16, there will be savings. So that's how you're going to enter in B19 as equals B4 minus B16. Then you have a whatever number. Then with that, you're going to autofill across. Okay, so that's basically what you're going to do in this exercise, as you can see in these steps. So all these steps I just, make it quick and show it in this worksheets. Few other things I didn't do was conditional formatting. So highlight certain area using this condition, greater than or less than, or finding top and bottom rules. So that's what you're going to expect. So I can show you those in another example. This is running total or cumulative total. So that's what you're going to expect. And merge and center. And apply a different theme. Apply different cell style into certain area. Insert your name in the header. Then you're going to save it to your machine. Then you're going to submit it to GeorgiaView. Actually, that's not GeorgiaView, that's CodeView. Okay, so that's typical format of the tests. So no multiple choices, no essay questions. All right. So if you have any questions, you can stop me anytime. So that was sample question set number 1. Right below, we have sample question set number 2, which is Excel file. So I downloaded it already. So this is the one. So I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. And we have two sheets. First one is data file, data sheets. The second one is the direction that we're going to follow. Okay, so I think it's not really convenient because you don't need to go back and forth, right? But I didn't want to have two separate files. So that's why I have it into one file. So what you want to do is, if you don't like go back and forth, you can copy this entire or just section of the directions, copy that back to sheet 1, which is data file. Then you're going to paste onto kind of, to the side and not in the middle, so that you don't, mess with your data set. Okay, so that's something you want to do it if you want to do it. Okay, that's fine. I think it's a little bit too big. Let me try this way. Okay, so here's what we have in this data set. This is some statistics from college application look like by each state, as you can see. Okay. The number of applications, percent of total, meaning this number are the total application received, which is B5. So that's why you're going to enter here. Percent of population, that's nothing to do with the application, but it's, I think it's talk about total population of the state, okay? Which we don't know where they come from. So it's already given, so you don't have to worry about. But here, the difference, we're going to calculate it by doing this calculation. So column C minus column D will go into here, okay? Then budget is given in terms of dollar amount for the, I guess, college for that state. And then cumulative total will be calculated by keep adding this budget amount, okay? So that's kind of summary of what we have here. So we're going to follow one by one here, starting from step 1. Says F1, A1 to F1, apply accent 6, cell style, bold, font 18. Okay, so I'm going to highlight A1, F1. F1 has nothing actually. Accent 6, cell style. So go to cell style, accent 6 is kind of green. Font color 18, font size 18. Bold, right? There you go. Number 2, merge center A2 to F2. Then apply another cell style 40% accent 6, font size 12. A2, F2, merge center right here. Cell style 40% accent 6 right here. Then font size was 12, right? Number 3, range of A4, A5, change the alignment to right. A4, A5. Right now, its alignment is kind of bottom or whatever. So we're going to make it right alignment, okay? Then number 4, unmerge B4, C4. So B4, C4, if you look at B4, C4 is merged, as you can see, okay? So all you do is go to merge in center, drop down, then you see the unmerge, so that this merge cell will be separated to B4, C4, okay? Number 5, format the date and application total. I'll talk about this one, I think. Date and application total. A4, B5. I think we're going to do just A4, B5. So I'm not quite sure what kind of format it's talking about. So we'll just do the other part, which is for A4, B4 apply 40% accent 5 this time. Font style 12. Four. Was it 5? Okay, 5. I'm sorry. 5. No, 5, 40%. Then, what was that? 12, font size. Okay, so that was 5, 6, B4, B5, bolded. So it's pretty straightforward so far. 7 in cell B4, apply long date. Okay, this one is kind of short date format. I'm gonna make it long date format. That 8, find replace application with applications, meaning we have a typo. This one, for example, and the other one, right? So that's what we're gonna do with this find and replace, which we can do it in Word as well. So I'm gonna go to toolbar right here, find, replace. So I think I already did it, something here. Yeah, application, typo, but this is the correct one. Then I'm going to do replace. However, there's one more. This is, I think, uppercase A. That's why I didn't change it. So let's make it uppercase A so that I can change this guy. Application 2. There you go. Okay. So that was step 8. Step 9. Okay, any questions? Okay. Alicia asked about whether we have 2 attempts. Not with this Proctor test. Okay. The quiz, you know, those multiple choices, you have 2 attempts, but not with this one. No problem. Okay, so what was that? We just did it. Okay, we're gonna do number 10. So now we're gonna fill out those column E and so forth. A, C, E, G, right? So we're gonna go to C8. Like I said, we're going to find the percent of total, meaning this application, number of application divided by total application, which is B5. So take B8 divided by B5. Don't forget adding absolute cell reference. So that was thing we just mentioned a few minutes ago in terms of what kind of skill is going to come from module 3. So module 3 talks about a lot of this cell reference, excuse me, which you have to use $sign, okay, just like this, so that B5 will not change or not move to something else. So we're going to make it B5, always B5 as you copy to other cell, okay? Then I'm going to show you as a formula view. Then I'm going to autofill all the way down. Okay, as you can see, B5 stays same, right? Because you have a $sign as an absolute cell reference. Otherwise, what happens, you don't add $sign just like this. And right here, it's going to become B6, B7, B8, B9, so that number, the percentage will be, you know, way off. Because this number, this is the number you have to use, but Excel change it by itself if you don't enter the $sign, which is absolute cell reference. Okay, so that's the percent. Then, okay, let's make it to percent format actually. So I'm going to go to percent style. Then I'm going to apply 2 decimal places. Then I'm going to go to column E so that we can calculate difference in terms of percent total minus percent of population. So it doesn't mean anything. You know, this is just for the calculation formula purpose. Okay, so you don't have to worry about why. Okay, so here you go. See that as directed, then autofill all the way down. Okay, so that was 10, 11, 12, now 13. Wait, do we have a cumulative total? Oh, the cumulative total is up here, number 15, okay? So we follow the direction. All right, then step 13, conditional formatting. So we're gonna format using above average. Yellow field, dark yellow. Okay, so that would be column E. Highlight. I think I want to zoom out a little bit so that I can highlight better. Conditional formatting. Above average, that's on the top and bottom. Right here. Also yellow shade, right? So all those yellow shade indicate the numbers above average. But you don't have to find the average. We just want to highlight, okay? All right, so that was step 13, 14, another, no, 14, that's column F, applying counting format, 2 decimal places, and $sign. So F, highlight, accounting format, 2 decimal places, $sign is already there, okay. All right, G, here's the cumulative total, or sometimes we call it running total, meaning based on column F, okay, budget number. We're going to keep adding as you move down. For example, G8 will add F8 itself, okay? In G9, adding F8, F9. G10, we're going to add F8, 9, 10. So that's what we're going to do, keep adding as you move down. So how are you going to show in Excel in, different kind of format or formula? You can do different way. I think some people just keep adding that, like I explained. Add this one, adding to next one will be adding that, those 3. You can do it manually, or you can just autofill. I think Excel will understand the pattern so that it can apply. Maybe not. Didn't do it as I wish. Maybe I can highlight those 3 and see whether Excel understands the pattern. Let's take a look. No. Oh, no, you go back to single addition, right? So I don't think Excel will do that if we, trying to this way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to undo it. So we're going to enter sum function equals sum of F8 to F8. Then we're going to make the first F8 absolute set reference. So what's going to happen is as you copy this to next right below, then it'll become F8 to F9, right? Okay, right after it'll become F8, F10. Next one becomes F8, F11. Okay, so that's what's going to happen. I think I just lost it, right? I'll just enter. So I'm going to just autofill all the way down. So as you can see, right, F8, 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 F9, F8, F10, meaning you're going to add those three, in this example, 3 cells. Here, 4 cells, 5 cells, as you can see highlighted to the left side. Okay? Then this is the number you're going to get all the way down. All right? So that's how you're going to calculate cumulative total or running total, what they call. So that's the 15, 16, another formatting, just applying total cell style. Total cell style should be under cell, style. Right here, there's the total cell style. Okay. So that's what you're gonna expect. You could have a little bit, few more steps, but most likely you're gonna have almost like this kind of scenario. So any question? Any comments? Do you have any questions? Here we have chat, no comment. Okay. The important thing is just be prepared before you take the tests in terms of your machine, internet connection. I assume you already have a schedule, but if you don't, you need to schedule it as soon as possible. Then when you take the tests, you have some issues in terms of machine, internet, anything, then try to talk to the proctor. Okay, so proctor should help you out. And if it's, things out of control, then they'll contact me so that I can help you out as well. And you can let me know as well, okay? All right, so if you don't have any questions, and good luck, and let me know if you have any questions for Simon or anything else. I'll see you next time.